My name is Mubassuk Azmi. I am the youth council leader at the Hussaini Association of Saskatoon. I also recently just graduated from the University of Saskatchewan in management and finance. So I do have a bachelor's degree in commerce. I am from Pakistan, more specifically Lahore. That's where I was born. In 2009, my family moved to Canada. We were in Toronto for a bit, but we eventually moved to Saskatoon. And in 2009, the year we moved was also the year the mosque was founded. So my family has been involved with the mosque since the very beginning. So I take pride in being a member of this mosque. My dad was the president of the mosque from 2011 until 2020. And I've been the youth council leader since 2021. As a Pakistani Shia Muslim, we take pride in being the followers of Imam Hussain. We try to learn from his teachings, and not just from him, even from his father, who was Imam Ali, and his father-in-law, the Prophet Muhammad. So we try to incorporate their teachings in our life, in our lifestyle, and how we act with others. The Muharram is the Battle of Karbala. It's the battle between Imam Hussain and his family, between Yazid and his army. It was a massacre. It wasn't really a battle. You wouldn't really consider it a fair fight. It was a few hundred people versus several thousands of people. And the way they fought, the way the injustice carried out by the Yazid's army was something we commemorate this month. We mourn the Battle of Karbala and the injustice that took place to Imam Hussain and his family. At our mosque, a typical majlis would consist of several stages. Part one would be the introduction, where we would do the tilawat of Quran. We'll have a volunteer who would recite the Quran. Next we'll have some salams or munkabat, which is a poet or a storytelling of Imam Hussain or of any Imam or someone close to Imam, especially in Muharram. It's usually of a family member who passed away during Muharram, who is being commemorated through poems, storytelling, other forms of recitation. And then we have the Mulana who speaks. He gives a lecture on various topics. One of the topics we had this Muharram was human rights. It's so easy for governments to overstep their boundaries and take away these human rights. Very general things that anyone can learn from. They don't have to be Muslim to even come to these majlises. After the majlis is done, the Mulana does a musaib, which is a storytelling of the events that took place in Karbala. So that involves one of the members or several members, the way their death took place, who killed them, how it took place. That storytelling goes on, and it's told in a way where you can feel the pain in the speaker's voice, and the way it's delivered, we as listeners, we can feel it to the point where we get emotional and we start crying because we believe that Imam Hussain is always with us. So for someone who is always with us, going through this pain, we want to show him support. We want to show him support by showing that we feel your pain, we are there for you, we are here to fight for you if we had the chance. That's why oftentimes during the Masaib, the listeners do end up crying because they share and experience the pain at a second-hand level. Alum is a symbol of hope for any Shia Muslim. It shows the name of the Imam on the Alum, typically in Arabic or sometimes in Urdu or Farsi. We raise it high, and we believe that this is a way to gain blessings from the Imam. So you might have seen us kissing the Alum or rubbing our face with the Alum. We believe that we can gain blessings from the Alum because it is in a representation of the Imam himself. So that's why we respect the Alum. We have certain rules that we follow when carrying the Alum. You have to be a pak, which is you have to have wuzu when you are carrying the Alum. You have to hold it firm. You can't let it touch the ground. There's several rules that you have to follow to be able to hold the Alum and give the respect the Alum deserves. A few nights ago, we had the alums we raised the alums in Muharram. It was the 7th Muharram we raised the alums, and that is to commemorate and to show respect to our imams. We typically have 12 to 14 alums that we raise, one for each imam, and then we have 12 imams, so 12 imams, alums for each of them, and then the last two are the 14 Masumeen, so 2 more alums for them. But this was a sign of our commitment to the Imam, to show them that we are here, we are commemorating your loss and the sacrifices you made by showing our respect to them, by raising the alums and by respecting them. The Matam is part of a Shia Muslim's identity. It is a way of us commemorating the Imam Hussein's death. It is something we do to share our grief with the Imam Hussein. It is also a very symbolic representation of an individual experiencing grief. An example of this is a mother who just lost her son. The way she feels is she's experienced so many emotions. She's upset, she's angry, she's frustrated, she's sad. At this point, after experiencing so many different emotions, she doesn't know what to do, and sometimes, in extreme cases, it results in her hitting herself. She's like, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? This is the physical representation of why a Shia Muslim does Matam, because we feel the pain of Imam Hussein and his family and the massacre that took place in the Battle of Karbala in Muharram 1400 years ago. The goal of the Majlis that as Shia Muslims we have been practicing for the last 1400 years is to not let the legacy and the message of Imam Hussein be forgotten. That's the biggest takeaway we have from the Majlis. We want to teach our kids and get them involved as soon as they're at the age of comprehending things. We want them to know the message of Imam Hussein. We want them to look up to Imam Hussein. We want them to use him as a role model of how to be a good person, of how to be a good Muslim, how to be a good Shia. Obviously, Imam Hussein is secondary to the Prophet himself. He is a role model that we want to use to not stray from Islam. We want to use his message and his sacrifice to practice Islam the way he wanted to. We want to fight for justice and fight injustice the way he did, from the lessons we learned from his life and the Battle of Karbala. This is our safe place where we welcome non-Muslims and non-Shias to come listen to our Majlis, listen and experience what Muharram is, and understand what it's like to be a Shia Muslim, and understand what Imam Hussein's message was. The goal of this mosque is to have a place where we can practice our traditions and cultures and without the fear of judgment. My message for the world would be to take time to understand what other cultures and other religions practice, so you are not outputting your opinion in a very a narrow-minded way. So take your time to understand, comprehend, ask questions, understand, so you can formulate your opinion on a factual basis versus rumors or what you hear online.